Hey, Hop listeners, before we start the show today, we have a birthday in the house. Our friends over at FNX Fitness just celebrated their 5-year anniversary. Big ups to them. Look, FNX is the one-stop online shop for all the supplements you need to get the most out of your workout to optimize your fitness life. It's fnxfit.com, and it's the place to go. Grab yourself some multivitamins, super greens, pre-workout, and more. You know I love their whey protein. I've talked a lot about the vanilla milkshake. It is the best protein on the market, hands down. I also recently tried the cookies and cream flavor, just as good. Look, head over to fnxfit.com and get 15% off your purchase. You can use our exclusive promo code. That's HOPOD15 at checkout, HOPOD15 at checkout. You will save 15%. You will get a great deal, and you will get healthy. Cheers. Hello, everybody. Welcome into the Hop with Gabe and Stephen. My name is Stephen Humes, here as always with my boy Gabriel Apria.
Hello. Welcome to another great Thirsty Thursday, everybody. What's happening?
It's round 122, and it's something different, man. We're going to Athletic Brewing.
Oh, thank God.
It's been on the books for a long time, and we were kind of like, we should get to non-alcoholic stuff at some point. And then Gabe has basically been at a wedding since the last time we recorded, just constantly celebrating marriage.
Yep, had my brother's wedding a few weeks ago, and then immediately after that had a bachelor party for a very close friend of mine in Miami. So yeah, a non-alcoholic brewing company sounds just about right for me.
So non-alc beer it is. And there is no bigger company brewing non-alcoholic beer than Athletic Brewing. They are leading the charge on this. They are, I believe, still to date, the only exclusively non-alcoholic brewery. So, and they're from our home state of CT originally. So
they have just been killing it. I remember when they first came out, I think we mentioned in the news and notes, and we thought, oh, that's cute, that's fun. And now here we are, we're doing their own episode. So great to see it. We love you guys. We're very excited to represent.
And it's something different for us. To my knowledge, neither Gabe nor I has ever had non-alcoholic beer before. So we are going to judge it through a lens of that we are beer drinkers, but we should just get out the way up front that non-alcoholic beer has a place, and it's healthy, and it's for, there's many, many reasons why people go with near beer, as they call it. So we won't be shitting on it for not having alcohol the whole episode. I can promise you that.
No, we're going to give it its due. Taste, flavor, smell, all the normal stuff. We'll talk about the brewery. We'll talk about some of the athletes that have been supporting this brewery. And as always, we're going to be inclusive and have a good time. And, if Gabe takes a nap halfway through, that's what it is. You know what I mean?
I'm not going to say you sound tired, but you sound like you've used the voice a little bit this weekend.
I have used the voice a little bit. And another thing we did a lot was smoke cigars. So that makes the voice a little deeper. And I was on the phone earlier today, and somebody was like, you sound sick. I'm like, no, just cigar aftermath.
No, just I can't party like I used to.
I didn't say all that.
You can follow the show on the social media. We are at the HO Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. You can reach out to us via email. If you've done that, thank you. We will get back to you. We always do. It's thehopod@gmail.com. You can reach out to us with feedback, with suggestions, with requests, anything of that nature. We love to hear from our listeners. You can also find the show on YouTube. We are a video product, so just search for the Hop a Craft Beer Podcast. Once you've found us, subscribe, click that bell. You'll get notified every week when a new episode drops, or every other week in the case of YouTube. But the best part about that is you get to see what we look like, and we're really very attractive dudes, so you should get on that. Most importantly, wherever you listen, subscribe or follow, whatever they call it, on your podcast platform of choice, and rate and review. Your ratings and reviews really help the show get out there. It helps grow our hop community. So if you've done that, thank you. And if you haven't done that, you could do it right now. That'd be awesome.
Let us know what breweries to hit up next. Let us know what breweries to repeat. Please keep emailing us and sending us suggestions. We've had actually a few people recently reach out and say hello and give suggestions and talk about other breweries and things like that. We really, really do love that stuff, and we will always respond. So thank you guys for that. But as always, we are here for you.
It's news time.
Beer news.
All right. There's a lot going on. Ball Operations. This is the canning company. They have announced that they are closing their facilities in Phoenix and St. Paul. And they're also delaying construction on their North Las Vegas facility. This is no bueno. Because as we know, there is a can shortage. So something to monitor.
Recycle, people, please.
Recycle those cans. We need them.
We need those cans.
Harpoon Brewery is launching a non-alcoholic beer. Just thought we'd mention that and give them a shout out, given the spirit of this episode.
On brand.
Maui Brewing. All right, we're not going to spend a lot of time on this, but basically, because it's just it never stops. But basically, the CEOs of both Maui and Modern Times were interviewed about the merger and stuff, and they were just saying how they're excited for both brands, the opportunity it affords both brands. So I thought that was worth mentioning, because if you're like, well, Maui Brewing bought Modern Times, is Modern Times going away? No, they're still going to keep the Modern Times brand alive and well. So you'll still see it. It's just going to be owned by Maui Brewing.
So neither of them have pulled out in the past 24 hours, because that's usually how these news stories go. I'm glad to hear it. Not
this week, but stay tuned. Maybe next week.
Woof.
And also, this story kind of slipped in there. There's a major drought in Mexico, apparently, and Mexico's president, Obrador, I think is the guy's name, he basically announced last week that beer production in the north of Mexico is quote-unquote over. Now, I don't know how serious he was about that or for how long he meant that, but the north of Mexico is home to both Grupo Modelo, which is owned by the big one, ABI, and also Heineken. So if those two facilities want to keep brewing beer, they're going to have to move to facilities in the southern region of Mexico. So not a whole lot of details on that, but I did see it and thought we should flag it.
Yeah, that's kind of scary. You don't want to see anything closed down, especially those beers, those big beers,
Right. Well,
and staying on brand, Heineken has a non-alcoholic too.
Yes, they do. I bet they put corn syrup in it.
Stay thirsty, my friends.
It's like an alley-oop at this point. I throw the ball up, Stephen plays the drop and slams dunk.
Anywho, Cape May Brewing is being sued. So
Woof.
Cape May Brewing, we like them very much. We had some great beers from Cape May Brewing. Fun spot.
Their facility is absolutely dope.
Yeah, Gabe went there. I don't know if this was in the news or not, but they had recently launched a hard tea, along with Wawa, which is fun. It's called Short Tea. But basically what happened is a month after they released it, or even less than that, this guy, Jeff Plate, who is an attorney and the co-founder of Asbury Park Brewery, he basically alleges that he created Short Tea 2 years ago and that Cape May Brewing stole it from him. So when I first read this story, I live in LA, so I'm used to I'm like, look, copyright your shit, man. If you wrote something and it ends up on TV, you can't that's how this town works. But as I read the story, it just got kind of more and more fucked up. And by the end of it, I was like, yeah, no, this guy has a point. He created the brand. He left Asbury Park Brewing to try and develop it. He filed a patent. He dropped the patent, but then he approached Cape May Brewing earlier this year for a partnership for this. He sent him all his stuff. He called it Short Tea. Cape May Brewing denied him and said that they were working on something similar, and then they dropped the seltzer or tea or whatever it is. They dropped it on their own. So
Jinkies.
Now, Cape May Brewing, I should definitely say, has adamantly denied this. They say the claims that our Short Tea product name, branding, or packaging were developed in imitation of anything from a third party are groundless. They said that they had contacted Mr. Plate via email, thanking him for his interest in working with them, but communicating that they couldn't move forward as they had a product in the works that would be on the market very soon. They say they provided documentary proof to Mr. Plate's attorney prior to the lawsuit showing that the labels were ordered in March 2022. He approached them in May 2022. So Maybe they both were just like, Shore Tea. We should call it Shore Tea. It seems weird that they both came up with that at the same time. But
yeah, it's a little suspect, I'm going to be honest. So I would hope not. Cape May is great. We love their beer. But, you know, I mean, as we've come to learn on this podcast and other things we've been seeing, not every brewery's perfect. So I would, you know, that's not an accusation and we're just going off the article, but I hope it's not true.
Very true. And really, at the end of the day, we just love to talk about people getting sued. So we do it a lot.
We really do. There's always a lawyer involved. All right. Moving on in the news and notes, Riley's Brewing Company, a brewery in the Central Valley region of California, which is Madera, California. A few weeks ago, a major fire broke out of the facility. It destroyed the building. It left a lot of employees out of work. No bueno. So they are now looking into fire and relief efforts. The Central Valley Brewers Guild, they're stepping up. They're raising funds for the relief efforts for this. They're going to raise funds in 3 formats. They're going to do a collaboration beer with 100% of the proceeds going to the fund. What do we normally call it?
Beer for
effort beer or
beer
good
for a
beer,
cause?
something like beer for a cause. There it is.
Yeah, there we go.
So they're gonna make a beer. The proceeds are going there. They're gonna have a beer festival in downtown Fresno. Steven, maybe you should go. If you can.
Twist my arm. Yeah.
And they're going to do a GoFundMe page where anyone can contribute. The beer festival is going to be in Fresno on August 27th. Details on the beer collab will be available soon. And the GoFundMe is live now. So please give if you can. You know, we never want any brewery to shut down or have trouble, especially if you like this company. I can say I've never had their beer, but I mean, if it's California, it must be good. So, that's just something to keep an eye out and please support if you can.
All right. I'm going to try and do this as quickly as I can, but we got a lot to talk about here. All right. Funerals, as we call them. Smutty Nose Brewery has shuttered their brewery and kitchen, which is called Smut Labs.
Yeah.
It's an offshoot brewery and kitchen. All of the employees from Smutty Nose are being offered jobs at the main Smutty Nose campus, which is nearby, so that's good. This one, not as sad. The brewery itself is fine, but that taproom and kitchen is closing.
Yep.
There's a brewery out of Pennsylvania called Newfangled Brew Works. They closed on August 14th. El Rancho Brewing out of Evergreen, Colorado. They are seeking a sale to avoid foreclosure. A 4-year-old brewery out of Oregon called West Coast Grocery Brewing will close at the end of this month. They had some sexual harassment drama that was handled quite poorly, if I may say so myself. Another brewery is slated to open in its place, so I guess that's good. And finally, not really a closure again, but Weyerbacher has filed for bankruptcy. If you're from the New York area, you may know Weyerbacher. This is the second time they filed for bankruptcy in the last 3 years, but their taproom is closed until further notice. So,
Good
the
Lord.
economic, yeah, that
was a lot.
Yeah, it's not. Imagine I had to put all this together. I had to put this doc together. Tell me about it. I know.
Oh man, we've never normally when we do this, when we play the funeral music, we have like 1, maybe 2. This was like 4 of them.
I literally,
5.
I was reading it at some point. I just out loud in my apartment just go, Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah.
It just kept going. It's just
man.
it's a sign of the times of how hard it is to be operating a brewery in this economy. Support your local breweries. They need your love.
And money. All right.
And your money.
All right, we're going to end the news and notes on the positive side of things. Goose Island, as always, they have their Bourbon County Stout lineups, and it's their 30th anniversary for 2022. And I think we should do an episode with maybe 1 or 3 of these. I just think, I know it's Goose Island, and it's like, are they craft? Kind of, not really.
Look, I'm down. It might be the most expensive episode in hop history, but
True.
Yes.
Yeah. What if maybe I get a bottle, you get a bottle? We'll figure it out.
We'll talk about it.
The lineup, as mentioned, 30th anniversary. Goose Island Bourbon County Stout. Flavors of vanilla, dark chocolate, toffee, molasses, almond, dried fruit.
Aged in barrels from Heaven Hill, Four Roses, Wild Turkey, and Buffalo Trace.
I am so sorry I missed that. The most important product.
We're whiskey people.
The most important piece of this puzzle. I completely missed it. I'm so sorry. The Goose Island Bourbon County Coffee Stout. Now, this, the result, quoting them, the result of this togetherness is another exceptional coffee variant featuring rich chocolate, coffee, caramel flavors that will appeal to coffee drinkers and beer lovers alike. Tasting notes of the Bourbon County Stout as well to kind of blend it all in. The Bourbon County Biscotti Stout. The Biscotti enhances flavors already found in our county stout, adds notes of nostalgia from your Italian grandma's kitchen.
That's you. You're the Italian grandma in this.
It's me,
scenario.
Mario. One sip and you'll be reminded of pizzelle cookies, Easter pane di Pasqua, and of course almond biscotti. My lord, say less.
And the list goes on and on. They have one with notes of fig cookie. They have a proprietor's stout.
Yeah.
And they have a special 30th anniversary reserve one that was aged in Jim Beam barrels. And it's going to be delicious. And we would be remiss if we didn't talk about the Barley Wine Reserve, which is an English style barley wine that they're bringing back for the first time since 2018, and evokes intricacies of that old Fitzgerald's Bottled in Bonds series for a velvety taste of rich malt entwined with notes of toffee, cherry, vanilla, fig, and almond. Miss Green.
Exclamation point!
So
aged in 14-year, 16-year, and 17-year-old barrels of an amazing bourbon pedigree. My lord, me oh my, call a doctor.
Get at it if you like it. It's
Dude,
dawning
they're
on me.
good. Like, they're super popular. I think
I know.
I can get them in like the City Fresh near me, like the grocery store. Like, they're everywhere.
You can get them everywhere. It is dawning on me. We're doing an episode about non-alcoholic beer, and we're just talking about like the booziest.
Bourbon.
But if you also partake in the alcoholic side of things, that is there for you. Okay. Gabe has a toast. We got to get athletic up in this piece.
We got to lift some weights and get athletic. So I'm just going to kind of go off the cuff for this one. As Stephen mentioned, I got off of my brother's wedding when I was the best man, and I just got off of a good friend of mine's bachelor party. And I just wanted to raise a toast to love, family, and friends, because I'm reminded every day how, now I'm getting deep. I'm reminded every day how short this life really is. And I don't know, to be able to stand up there with my older brother as he said I do's, he said his I do's and married the love of his life. And then to be able to stand next to my buddy while we just had like one last ride for him as he goes into marriage. And his wedding's only like, a couple weeks away. There was just something so special about that. I've just had so much fun celebrating and finding craft beer whenever I can get it. Stephen, I got to be honest, there weren't many options down in Miami, but I brought some home. It's just love each other, grab your loved ones and put your arm around them and just enjoy the times, because they fly by. They just go so quickly. I feel like yesterday my brother called me to say, hey, she said, yes, we're doing it. And now they're already married. They've been married for like a little time now. And it's like, God, it goes by so quickly. And it's just so much fun. Weddings are great regardless, but to be able to stand up there and do your thing. I was the best man of my brothers. I'm officiating this one. So I've got all the feels, and I'm spreading love today. That's my toast, is I'm spreading the love. Choose joy, spread the love, say something nice. And that's that.
We're raising a toast to Zach Apria on this one. Congrats, my man. And here we go. Oh, yes. Okay, so we're kicking things off here. Our first ever non-alcoholic beer is the Upside Dawn Golden Ale. This is one of the core beers from Athletic Brewing, one of their OGs. It is
if you know Athletic, you probably have drinking this one or know about it.
It's a year-rounder. The brewery describes it as a classic craft golden ale style, refreshing, clean, balanced, light-bodied. Aromas subtle with floral and earthy notes, brewed with premium Vienna malt along with combos of English and traditional American hops. Now, the ABV is obviously... the ABV is actually not 0. Non-alcoholic beer... including, O'Doul's, all non-alcoholic beer, they label it as less than 0.5%. They have to use a special process to, obviously, when you brew beer, the yeast ferments and it becomes alcohol. So they have to use a process to remove the alcohol from it. So there could be a trace amount of alcohol in here. So they all say less than 0.5%. The IBUs in this are 15. Beer Advocate has it at 84, Untapped at 3.28. And here it is in the glass. It's golden. I think
straw yellow, very, very light.
Yeah, I think it
Maybe
looks lighter on camera than it is to me, but it's still a pale, maybe a 2 or 3 on the SRM chart.
Yeah, very, very low, very, very low. I didn't really have any head retention. I've got a little bit of foam at the top, but it's kind of spread out and it's just kind of chilling. But that's just me.
Yep, no lacing, very clean. Looks like juice or something in the glass. The brewery also notes that it is crafted to remove gluten. It's not technically gluten-free, similar to the alcohol thing. The gluten content cannot be verified. It's also vegan, so this is really just a guiltless pleasure. It's like 65 calories or something like that.
So basically, if you drink this, you'll lose weight.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. I mean, honestly,
can we tell people that?
You probably, if you're used to drinking regular beer and you make this your beer of choice, you probably will lose weight, to be honest.
Nice. There we go. Yeah,
Oh.
honestly, some people can't drink medically. Some people can't drink because they can't, and then other people can't drink because, or they want to drink because they just like the taste of beer. So 9 times out of 10, it's like, I don't care if there's any ABV in it. I like the taste. Here we go. So
Exactly. It's for some people, it's just a choice. So there's reasons for this for sure. I will say on the nose, very fruity, lots of berry, lots of honey, some florality to it. I'm not getting as much toasted grain as I thought, but it is there.
it kind of smells like a very dialed back IPA to me. A little bit.
Yeah. I mean,
That's interesting.
it's more fruit forward than I'm used to for most beers. I think you can tell right off the nose that there's not as much bitterness to this. I don't know if you could tell that there's no alcohol, but you can definitely you detect a fruitiness to it. Some citrus, some kind of pithy citrus, maybe some grapefruit, but even I'm getting some tropical notes. I am getting some like mango off this, I think.
I'm getting the smallest hint of pineapple, just like the touch of it in the background. But yeah, I mean, to your credit, it is very everything you said. It smells hoppy to me. That's weird.
Well, it is hoppy. The ingredients in here are water, Vienna malt, malted barley. There's oats in here, which we're going to look for on the mouthfeel. Hops, obviously wheat and yeast. So let's give it a sip, shall we?
Let's get sober, huh?
Let's.
It's got a slight carbonation to it. It goes down like water, pretty much.
Yep.
The back end to me is like green apple. I'm not really getting any of the flavors off of the smell. I'm not getting like the grapefruit and all that stuff. But I am getting apple. I am getting a little bit of that citrus-y pine. It literally goes down like water.
Yeah, I mean, flavor-wise, I think up front, that toasted grain hits you right away. It's this toasted barley kind of crackery thing with notes of the dried cracker, the bread, not pumpernickel as much, but white bread. The mid-palate, I guess you get some... that's where the florality comes in. There are some earthy hops there. There's a citrus quality to it, but it's very subtle. I mean, the taste is in general very subtle, and it's definitely what I would describe as watery, for sure. I think the citrus that's there is, again, the pithier side, maybe some tangerine or grapefruit. It's not super tropical in the mouth, which it shouldn't be. It's a golden ale. It's not an IPA, but in the mouth, I actually found the carbonation to be like moderately solid. It is light bodied, but the finish is very dry and clean, and it leaves you kind of refreshed, definitely sober.
Yeah, I think it's refreshing. I think if you don't have anything else and you want something on like a hot day, you grab a cold one of these. I think it could really, I think it could really cool you down. Obviously, if you're looking to feel something, this isn't the way to go. But
Definitely not.
I would say refreshing.
But the thing is that prior to breweries like this, honestly, the non-alcoholic space was really O'Doul's. And O'Doul's, I believe, is a lager. And there wasn't a lot of option. There definitely wasn't any IPA options. And so Athletic Brewing, what makes them a sort of a powerhouse is that they have expanded into a variety of different beer styles. The company, their mission is basically to brew great beer for a healthy lifestyle and not compromise on either one. So they have a large variety of beer styles. We'll get into like what's on tap. We'll get into the different styles they have to offer. But it's everything from dark beers, IPAs, sours, all different kinds of things. And it's all non-alcoholic. So it's kind of expanded what's possible for near beer drinkers or non-alcoholic beer drinkers because there's a whole brewery dedicated solely to this.
It really is a game changer, and it really is. I mean, I can think of no other word but inclusion. I mean, this is, why, like, you can think of a couple reasons to brew non-alcoholic beer, but I mean, my first thing that comes to mind is why else other than to brew it for the people that can't drink, and then you can invite them to the party. It is very balanced in a way, and it really, I mean, I just think if you're looking, it goes great with a meal. I think this would go perfect with a dinner because it's not too heavy. It's not too flavorful. It's subtle enough that it won't ruin the meal. I think the meal might outshine it a little bit just because it is a little watery and a little the muted flavors. But again,
if you're I read an article about Athletic Brewing, and it was somebody who was a beer drinker, and the writer of this article was basically like, look, I like to drink beer on the weekends, but I decided to give Athletic Brewing a try during the week because I just wanted something different. And honestly, it satisfies my kind of craving, my kind of, it gives me that treat without any hangovers, without any, without all the stuff that comes without drinking alcohol, without the negative health effects. I mean, there's a lot to be said for that. So this is maybe you're just someone who Monday through Thursday, I still want beer to be a part of my life, but I don't want alcohol to be a part of my life. And this is a solid option. And it's not, I think if you go into it going, I'm going to have a craft IPA, like the kind we like to drink, this might let you down, but it's flavorful and balanced, like you said.
Yeah.
And that's to be commended. So the brewery, the way they describe themselves, quote, Athletic Brewing Company is a non-alcoholic beer company dedicated to making great tasting craft brews without compromise. Our lineup of styles lets you enjoy the taste and experience of refreshing craft beer without sacrificing your performance, passions, health, or good taste. They're fit for all times, made for all palates, and enjoyed by anyone who loves a great beer. So basically what happened, there was a guy, his name is Bill Shufelt. He is a co-founder. He ordered a non-alcoholic beer one night in a bar. Apparently, it sucked. And for that reason, he decided to create a whole platform of delicious craft non-alcoholic beers that even the biggest beer lovers would enjoy. He teamed up with John Walker, who is their head brewer, LOL, not related to the whiskey.
Johnny.
But John, they better call him Johnny Walker in that brewery or I'm going to be upset.
Yeah, I mean, the joke's there. We don't have to write it for you guys.
It's there. It's right. It's low-hanging fruit. But they teamed up. Athletic Brewing was born, first started, as I mentioned, in Stratford, CT, where they started test brewing. It was the first of its kind in the country, and it remains one of only 2 non-alcoholic dedicated facilities. The other one is their facility in the West Coast in San Diego, California. So
they have been blowing up ever since we mentioned them, as we said.
And it's probably thanks to us, right? I mean,
what else?
Yeah.
What other reason could it be? No, but they've been blowing up. They've been featured everywhere. They're in, every newspaper article in Connecticut. They've really been going strong. And as we said, they've gotten a few athletes involved.
Yes, J.J. Watt invested in the company. Joe, what do you have to say about that?
Unbelievable!
He can score touchdowns if he gets a fumble or a pick six or something. He could do it.
If he gets back on the field, is he still injured? Is he playing now?
He should. I think he's lined up to play this year. Yeah.
Okay. Also, restaurateur David Chang got involved. It was named one of the top 100 most influential companies of 2022 by Time Magazine.
Not bad, guys.
They are the non-alcoholic beer partners of a number of organizations, including USA Triathlon, Ironman, the Wells Fargo Center, and more. They are also a certified B Corp.
B Corp?
Which means they meet the highest standards of social and environmental performance, public transparency, legal accountability, to balance profit and purpose. We also should talk about their Two for the Trails initiative.
Yeah, this is huge. This is dope.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a surprise that a brewery like this, is also about giving back to the earth or doing good. It's an initiative that they, in 2021 and 2022, they donated over $2 million to trail-based nonprofits and impact programs that are working to protect outdoor spaces. So these grant winners include companies or nonprofits such as the American Hiking Society, San Diego Mountain Biking Association, and about 60 others. So basically,
that's a lot.
Yeah, they're trying to protect the earth, the environment. Seems to fit their general mission.
On their site, as of right now, the Two for the Trail site, the number is 2,586,967. So good on the world for contributing and keep contributing, because we gotta preserve these outdoor places.
And basically what it is for every product purchase, Athletic Brewing donates 2% of their sales to protecting and restoring the trails. So that's where this money comes from. So us sitting here doing this podcast today, we bought these beers, we contributed. We are good people.
Hell yeah. And we're staying sober. We're just killing it right now.
Do you want to offer any final thoughts on this golden ale here before we move on?
I like it. I would love to see what else they got. I think it's very refreshing. I think it's a perfect beer to go to when it's hot outside and you need something to cool yourself down. I think it does I think it checks all the boxes. I would like a little more flavor and a little less watery in a sense, but you do what you can. And I'm just so happy Athletic is on the show.
Yeah, I think that if I had a comment on the wateriness thing, I think it's really well balanced and there's a lot of good flavor in here. What I think the one thing is that alcohol has a flavor. It's not just a thing. It's not this flavorless thing that there is a flavor to it. It adds to the bitterness. It gives the malt something to fight with. So that's the one thing that's missing from this, which makes sense. But I have no idea how one could replicate that kind of flavor in a non-alcoholic brew. But if I had to, if you handed me this and said drink up, I'm not sure that I'd be like, and didn't tell me what it was. I'm pretty sure I could tell you that it was a non-alcoholic beer, because there's just that flavor missing. It doesn't surprise me.
Right.
But we should try that with our friend. We have more of this. We should try that. Like, hey, you want a beer? And see if anybody goes, hey, is something off about this?
See if they're like, I feel it. Oh, really? Do you, tough guy? Yeah. I've heard stories of someone giving their friends non-alcoholic beer and seeing what happens, and a few of them were like, oh, I'm getting silly, and they just call each other out. But yeah. So now we're gonna split off. We've got a beer each. Stephen, I went first last time, so you're going first.
And that makes sense because mine is a natural progression. I'm doing the Run Wild IPA. Here it is. Oh, the can is blue, not green, but the green screen doesn't like it. The green screen doesn't like it anyway. It's a blue can, I promise.
Damn it. Damn it.
Oh, It's ABV, again, less than 0.5%. The IBUs are at 35, which for an IPA is pretty low. Beer Advocate has it at 85, Untapped at 3.39. If you're on YouTube, you can take a look at it. Here it is in the glass. It looks like an IPA. And
It sure does. Wow.
let me tell you something. It looks like a West Coast IPA because it's dark and the color that I love to see. On the SRM chart, I am putting this around a 10 or 11. It's like an amber, almost dark auburn color, almost, but a deep, deep sort of amber color. It poured with a fairly thin head, did not have much retention, but we have a little bit of lacing along the sides of the glass from what I'm seeing here so far. And I would, I guess, call it hazy. I mean, I can't see through it. This is not, they do have a hazy IPA. Their core lineup is the Golden Ale, this Run Wild IPA, and one more IPA, which is a hazy IPA. So that's their core, and this is not the hazy, but it does look hazy to me. So that's where we're at. From the brewery, Run Wild is the ultimate sessionable IPA. I mean, literally, it literally is, because a session IPA is just a low ABV IPA.
And this is the lowest it can go.
Yeah, this is the cream of the crop. It's brewed with a blend of 5 Northwest hops and has an approachable bitterness to balance the specialty malt body. Always refreshing and only 65 calories. Skinny.
Skinny. Let's get skinny. We need it.
So yeah, I'm fascinated by this one. So I'm just gonna put my nose in it. That's what I'm gonna do.
I think you should. The Run Wild IPA is definitely another one that I see everywhere. Like if a establishment has Athletic, they've got these two, the Golden and the Run Wild. And the other core lineup appears to be the Free Wave Hazy IPA.
That's the one I was looking for, the Free Wave,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah.
A lot of awards.
I wish that we knew which hops are in here. Athletic, if I had a criticism, throw that on your website. And while we're at it, anybody that brews beer, tell us your hops.
Yeah, that would be nice. I know you don't want to give out the secret, but maybe lie, maybe leave one out. I don't know.
Reveal your hop blend, people. It helps us. But
show us your goods.
this
Sorry, I'm getting aggressive.
This hop bouquet is fruity. It's very citrusy. It's quite floral. I don't want to take a guess at the hops that are in here, but they did say they're Northwest. I'm guessing Citra is involved. Maybe some Cascade, maybe. There's a freshness to it, an earthiness to it. Maybe some Centennial, perhaps. I don't know. I'm just throwing out options. Tettnang. Why not say it?
You just wanted to say it.
There's a bit of resin on the nose. The malt is a little bit more subdued, but there's a honey quality to this, which kind of goes into that florality I was talking about before.
Nice.
But the malt is present, and I get some like cereal kind of balancing with the fruity aromas. It's got a nice smell, honestly. When you smell it, I think it's got more aromas going on than the Golden Ale did, and it definitely smells like an IPA. So
nice.
So let's see how it tastes.
Get in there. Let me know how it is. Run Wild IPA. Yeah, I almost got that one, and then the one I found, I said, this one might be a little different. Let me go with this one. So I'm interested to hear what could have been. Perplexed.
Intriguing. The flavor is really good. It's citrus forward, obviously. It leads with some kind of zesty citrus, some lemon, some grapefruit. There's some tropical quality to this. I would say a little bit of mango, maybe some pineapple. The earthiness and the florality are definitely there. There's some lavender and some chamomile almost. There is kind of a zesty quality to it. What's weird about it, okay, so and then the mouthfeel is like medium bodied. It's got a moderate carbonation. It's definitely got flavor. It drinks like a session ale. What's weird about it is when you swallow it, because that's where the alcohol hit usually is, and there's not one there. So it's like you drink it and you get all this flavor and it's all good, and then you swallow it, and that's where it's like something just is like falls off, and it's
it like everything like disintegrates, and you're just like drinking a random liquid.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure it's a
feel
bad
that.
thing. It's a very good, flavorful IPA, but again, it's like if you just handed me this and I didn't know what it was, there's just a cliff that falls off when the alcohol is supposed to hit that's not there. And that's not a criticism of the beer, because what else are they going to do? It's just an interesting thing, like from someone who has never had non-alcoholic beer before. It's just an interesting thing that I'm like sort of clocking is like, oh, that's the distinguishable characteristic. And I wonder if there's a way to
There's a way
mimic
around
that.
it.
Yeah.
I,
But-
I don't know, because, when you remove the alcohol, you're removing that factor. So what could you put in alcohol in the place of alcohol to bring that flavor forward, but also have it be non-alcoholic?
Listen, we're not scientists, so I don't know. Weed? I don't know.
Oh,
But-
God. Damn, Steven.
It's non-alcoholic, but it's got a THC
But it's got a
level.
hell of a
Yeah.
lot of THC. You're going to be feeling real relaxed in 5 minutes.
That aside, though, it is remarkably flavorful, and it does taste like an IPA, and there's a bitterness, and there's a good amount of bite, and it's, if I had to pick between the styles, it's leaning towards the West Coast style, and I can see why it's a year-rounder. I mean, if you told me that all I could have was Athletic Brewing for a week, this would be the beer I would, based on these
There you
two,
go.
this would
Yeah.
be the one.
Nice.
But I'm fascinated by what you have, because it's something totally different, and it's not from their core lineup.
Not
So-
at all. What better place than to drink something heavy in the summer? Am I right? I know I'm wrong,
Yeah.
but here we are anyway. I've got the All Out Extra Dark, which is a play on their stout. This is also less than 0.5% ABV, 15 IBUs. Beer Advocate gave it an 83. Untapped gave it a 3.37. From the head, there are other facts I should mention as well. I'll get into those in a bit. 90 calories, 21 carbs, pretty low. Lots of awards. I'll get into those in a second.
How many carbs?
Co-founder, 90. Oh, carbs are 21.
90 calories, though?
90 calories.
Okay, so it's heavier than the IPA. This is a splurge. This is dessert.
I mean, this is dessert. It's jet black.
yeah.
It's a solid 40 on the SRM chart. It looks like a Guinness in the glass. It's got the tan head retention. So, me oh my. From the co-founder and head brewer, Johnny the Boy Walker. Deep, rich, and complex malt flavors and aromas rule this brew with notes of chocolate, plums, tobacco, and coffee with a soft, mellow finish. The last thing I need is more tobacco, but whatever. We're in it. Here we are. Water, organic Vienna malt, malted barley, oats, wheat, hops, yeast. The classics. So I'm gonna give it a sniff.
I love, I mean, you're not doing an episode hungover, but you're definitely doing it. It's just, I just love how just brutally honest we're being about that. That just, Gabe needs a nap,
I'm not hungover at all. I'm running on very little sleep, but when you're partying with your friends, that's totally okay. And yeah,
I figured I'd give you some party music. There was no need for that, but
I like setting up to record tonight. I was like playing music. I was like, come on, we got to get that second
got to
win.
get amped. Yeah.
I literally landed hours ago, but whatever. Who gives a shit? I'm here and I'm clocked in. This
Because we're
smells...
professionals and we show up to work.
How many times do we have to say it, guys? This smells like chocolat.
Starring Johnny Depp?
Starring Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp is in my glass. A lot of chocolate. Smells like a stout. Smells like coffee. Smells like espresso. Smells like coffee bean. Toasted roasted malt. Obviously, all that stuff. It's got a strong earthiness to it. It's got that. It's kind of smells like chocolate cake to me, to be honest.
Nice. I mean,
Getting me hungry, as always.
Then I can't wait for you to drink this, because those bold flavors might be kind of the best case scenario in terms of disguising this sort of like limp alcohol thing that I'm talking about. This like the like, you know what I'm trying to say?
The missing piece, the missing puzzle piece.
Yes.
I could have gotten a lot dirtier with that, and I decided not to.
I was trying to avoid it, but that's what I'm.
You said limp. My mind went somewhere. My heart went somewhere else. I'm gonna drink this.
Okay, yeah, do that, please. They do make a point on their website that all of their beers or most of their beers are 100% vegan. I always love when a brewery does that because I really don't know what would make the beer not vegan unless you put honey or something in it. Like, are you telling me there's no ham in the beer? Because I didn't think there was, but they do say it, so it's out there. But they also have, like I kind of alluded to, they have a lot of different options, including this extra dark that Gabe's drinking, but they have a light beer, which, I mean, I love that Athletic Brewing with non-alcoholic had to brew a light beer, but it's 25 calories, so it's like the skinniest of the skinny. They have some that mimic, Mexican cerveza style beers. They have sours. They have a pina colada with lactose. Well, that one's not vegan because there's lactose. See? They proved me wrong. All right. How's that beer taste?
It's very good. It is very different from the Golden and from the description that you gave about yours. You get the flavors and then you swallow it and the flavors go away. Flavors don't go away in this one. Flavors are here to stay. Flavors have ordered another drink at the bar. They're staying. So that's very good and fun to play with. It tastes like a watered down stout in a way. Now, when I say that, it sounded a little bit more negative than I made it out to be. Is it a little watery like the other one? Sure. But this one has a lot more complexity and a lot more flavor profile to it. All of the classic stout flavors really come forward. Coffee, toffee, espresso, and chocolate cake, especially for me. There's something about the overall combination that always gets me in like a normal stout, but this one especially, I feel like I can pinpoint chocolate and espresso more. It's got a solid carbonation. It's not too much. It's just enough. It's got they say it's stout inspired. I'm going to give it one more sip before I make this statement that I want to make.
Okay. It is interesting that they say stout inspired instead of just going at it's a stout. That's interesting to me.
Okay, I am gonna say it. I am gonna make this point. I feel like it's more porter style than stout. Because a porter has that. It's not as thick. It's like sheet thick. It's easier to like go down a little bit. It's got the similar flavors, but it's brewed a different way and it's stylized in a different way. This reminds me more of a porter than a stout. Is it good? Yes. Do you want to drink this in the heat? Probably not. So our timing on this isn't amazing, but who gives a shit? I definitely like this better than the Golden, for sure. I just think it's more fun. It's there's just more to offer and more to decipher in a way.
The Golden Ale is really tricky because those beers are so subtle in their flavors that it's just really, it doesn't give you a lot to hide behind that it's a non-alcoholic beer. Again, we're not knocking these beers for not having alcohol. We're just giving you a beer drinker's perspective on this non-alcoholic beer, and we're saying that there is a noticeable flavor difference. It's okay. But in these beers, to me, with this IPA, and it sounds like to you with the extra dark porter stout, whatever we're calling it, those bolder flavors help give more. There's more going on at the party, so you're not
correct.
You're not missing the alcohol as much.
The brewery calls it a stout. I call it a porter because it's the brewery knows more than I do. We're going to call it a stout. Very, very quickly. Gold winner, U.S. Open of Beer. Gold winner, Stout and Porter, U.S. World Beer Awards for the U.S. Gold winner for World Beer Awards for the world. Those are all 2021. Silver, International Beer. Bronze, International Beer. Gold, bronze, silver. You know, this beer has some awards, and it's been featured very well.
Yeah, and we won't do this to you, but we could do this for all the beers we're drinking. I mean, the IPA is certainly like extremely well lauded, as is a Golden Ale.
There's a lot, yeah.
There's a lot going on there. But Bob is banging at the door. Bob is a knocking.
Bob came down to Miami. Bob was getting lit. Oh, man, it was so dope.
Okay, let's get the man in here.
Can Art and Crafts.
Athletic Brewing Company. Now, Athletic on all of their cans has an A with like what appears to be a grain across it. They've got their own logo. The logo is kind of dope. On the upside down, the golden, we've got some cartoon clip art looking sunrise and or sunset, the dawn, so there you go, with some mountains and some trees. It's very shiny, nice yellow can. Steven, well, I wish I could tell you what Steven's can looks like.
I'm trying.
It's light blue. Run Wild is printed. More clip art looking with is that a moon? What is that? Yellow thing.
It looks like a trail. It's like a yellow trail going off into these kind of minimalist mountains, sort of a minimalist artist style mountain.
Actually, this is really good because for the upside down, we've got, the sun, the dawn. For yours, it's like maybe the afternoon, the trail. And then for the all out extra dark, we've got the moon and a pyramid, the pyramid of Giza for some reason, but I'm not knocking it. But we've got a moon, we've got stars. This can is definitely my favorite out of the three. It's the colors are nice. There's orange stars, it looks like, because the words all out are in orange. This one's cool. I'm going to give the Dawn a 7.7. I'm going to give your IPA a 7.8. And I'm going to give the All Out an 8.5. I think they're all fun. They're a little, the clip art does add. I keep saying clip art. It's not clip art, but it kind of reminds me of that. That adds to it, and it gives a little bit of vibrancy and flair. The words are just printed right in the middle, but not low scores, not high scores. They're not 10s, but hey, we can't all have that. You know what I'm saying? I think they're dope, and I think if they're standing next to another beer, based off of the logo, you would know what it is. Bob Ross is finally back. He's hungover. I'm not hungover, but he is. He got after it in Miami. Can't take this guy anywhere. But once again, that's another great edition of Can Arts and Crafts.
So we talked about it a little bit, but there are Cerveza Atletica, which is the copper kind of, Corona type thing. They have the ones that we're drinking. They have a light beer. They have they have a Goza. They have a wheat beer. They have some sours, and they have New Zealand IPA right now. They have a limited series, so they're always experimenting. They're always trying different things.
Don't like the taste of beer? Try one of their sparkling waters.
They also have that.
Sparkling waters, they're all infused with hops, as they say. Blood orange, mango, variety pack, black cherry, perfect for the beach, lemon lime. I mean, this has beach written all over it. There's actually a photo of people at the beach on the website.
And they also sell merch, too. So if you're like, I don't want to buy beer, but I want to get involved with this company, I want to donate to that for the trails thing and all that, they have everything from beach trowels to disc golf. Maybe that's just a regular Frisbee. And hats. Crocs. Different stuff. Yeah, Crocs for some reason. An umbrella. So they've got a lot of stuff to offer. Their brand is very specific. Their website is very specific. It's a great company, and as we said, they're crushing it. 2 facilities. If you're on YouTube, this is their one in Stratford, Connecticut, where they have a tap room that you can visit and get beers on tap and kind of sit From what I can tell, it's outside, although maybe you can go inside as well. They're also opening a new facility in, I think, Milford or something. Like they're about to open a giant new spot right near it. So,
yeah, and I think that will be. I don't know that will be like a Two Roads Area 2 situation. I think they're going to still brew the same types of beer, but I know that they're still looking to, expand and do new styles.
Increase
and whatnot.
production.
Yeah. But we're looking forward to it, and I think we're due for a visit, Stephen. I mean, I think enough is enough. So this is, how you're always trying to get me to go to LA? This is my, lasso to you to get you to come back to Connecticut.
I'll go, and then if we want to get drunk afterwards, we can go over to Two Roads. It's right there. 2 birds, 1 stone. Am I right?
Am I right?
Okay. We're gonna wrap it up here.
Last call.
So this week, it just felt right to, especially given that we're doing Athletic Brewing, we're going to talk about the captain. Now, here's the thing.
Oh, captain, my captain.
Gabe and I, all right, I've expressed my feelings about the sport of baseball in the past. However, the one thing baseball definitely has going for it is that it's played at a time when there are no other sports. So by default, I have no choice but to sit there and watch it. And so the captain is, if you're not familiar, basically that Last Dance documentary that they did with Michael Jordan a couple years ago that everybody lost their shit over for good reason because it was amazing. This is the Derek Jeter version of that. It's a 10-part or maybe it's 8-part documentary series that chronicles Derek Jeter all through his time with the Yankees in the 20 years or whatever that he was there. And for me, I did not grow up watching baseball on purpose, but I grew up in a baseball household, and so this stuff was always on. And so this is hitting me right in the childhood. This is the Yankees we grew up with. You know what I mean?
Yes, it is. I was the same way. I grew up in the Yankees household, and I got introduced to the captain very early on. And let me just say this for all you fucking Red Sox fans. Yes, it's about the Yankees, but every Red Sox fan that I know has respect for Derek Jeter. Just like I've got respect for David Ortiz, one of the best, super dope, used to hit bomb home runs like they were nothing. So I think we can all agree, all right, you don't like the Yankees, fine, but you like Derek Jeter. He was a hell of a player. He was a hell of a leader. And I have actually yet to see the documentary. I was just about to ask, this is embarrassing. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Where the hell is it? I don't have ESPN Plus.
It's on ESPN Plus.
Son of a bitch.
You're gonna wanna get a month of that for this documentary. But
who's got a subscription I can borrow?
It's the thing is, first of all, I wanted to talk about it in part because it felt like if we waited until you had seen it, it just wouldn't be timely anymore. But also we're doing Athletic. It just felt like, and also I'm 1 episode away from the end and I'm fucking eating it up. It's just it's got me emotional. It's a ride. And I had been watching it with some friends and we were doing the Tom Brady one and I'm still doing it, but it's we're moving through it. It's fine. But Tom Brady, no disrespect. The guy's the GOAT. And I prefer to watch football documentaries than baseball documentaries, but it's just him winning all the time, and there's no real Derek Jeter. There's drama, and they get into that stuff too. It's this is a guy who it reminds me a lot of Michael Jordan. He had a chip on his shoulder. Mm-hmm. He had something to prove his whole career, and he always played with and acted with that mentality. They get into the drama with A-Rod and how all that went down.
Yeah, I remember seeing a commercial where, they're interviewing A-Rod and he says something to the effect of, I went up to Derek and I said, hey, are we good? And he said, we will be. And I thought, oh.
Yeah, kind of, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So I mean, how could you not like Derek Jeter? How could you not like the drama? And that's the other thing. I love learning about what goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah. But also you're reliving some of, what I remember as the great Yankee. I mean, it was the dynasty years, right? So it's just a time when you get to relive those series against the Red Sox. the bloody sock, the diving into the stands, the bench clearing brawls, all the stuff that went into that. Like for years, it was just like a real. I mean, there are rivalries in sports, obviously, still today, but they hated each other.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to rivalries in sports, I mean, you can name any sport. I think Yankees Red Sox sits at the top. Even if you don't watch the teams, oh yeah, those guys. That it's. I think I was born into this world, and one of the first things I was told was like, "Hey, Yankees, Red Sox, they hate each other."
It's real.
Be a Yankees fan.
I was just at Fenway a few weeks ago for a Yankees game, and it's still there. There's definitely an electricity in the room. But when we were kids, I mean, I would just go, but like my brother would wear his Yankee jerseys and hats to Fenway, and we would have grown men like yelling at us, throwing shit at us. Like they hate it. And the teams played with that. And so to revisit this time, which I attribute with my childhood of Derek Jeter, Jorge Posada. I mean, there are names popping up: Darryl Strawberry, Chuck Knobloch, Mariano Rivera. It just goes on and on.
I'm sure they interview Mo, right?
Mo is there. They interview everybody. At some point in the documentary, like if they say a name of a human, that person is the next thing they cut to. Literally, including Michael Jordan. At one point, they compare Derek to Michael Jordan. Next thing you know, there's Michael Jordan, like talking about Derek Jeter.
I didn't get my contract fulfilled with The Last Dance, so here I am. Keep me at forever long you need.
Michael Kay, Susan Waldman. I mean, if they were there, they're interviewed, except for Paul O'Neill. He's still in his basement in Ohio. But everybody else,
get some sunshine, there. My man.
Look, it's just in terms of if you're a sports person, if you're a documentary person, if you're both of those things like I am, I recommend it. It's intense and it's great. It's very, very well done.
Yeah, I got to get on it. I might just bite the bullet and buy it for a month and just deal with it. Because I've also been interested in the Tom Brady one just because, there was always drama with the Patriots, but yeah, I'm excited. I was happy to talk about this, even though I hadn't seen it yet. I still remember Derek Jeter's last home game at Yankee Stadium when he hit a walk-off single to end it. I got emotional that night. I remember exactly where I was. I was in college and I was just staring at it. I couldn't believe it. He could write a script and, Captain, my captain doesn't even cover it. That man will always be immortalized.
Get on it as fast as you can. It's going to hit you right in the childhood. You're going to feel all the feels. It is incredible. Also, plenty of stuff I didn't know about the man. So he's a fascinating
I recently, dude. In Miami, I went to a Marlins game. The Braves were in town, and we went in. First of all, the stadium was closed, and it had AC pumping through, so we were so comfortable. We didn't want to leave, which was perfect. Thank you, guys. But also, Derek Jeter owned the Marlins at one point, or owned a portion of them.
Yeah, I think he
just got rid of them. And one of the question I kept hearing is, wait, is Derek Jeter, is he still? And it was like, no. So he wasn't at the game. But yeah, I mean, he's clearly staying in the baseball world, as he should. And it's just great to see.
All right, we're going to get out of here. I feel more sober than I usually do when I hit this button, but...
it's weird, right?
Well, how's that for a wholesome episode? We were healthy. We did an FNX spot. We all the things. We'll be back in 2 weeks with another episode. Until then, send us your emails, send us your DMs, hit us up. We love to hear from you. Thank you for the support and the love, and we'll see you soon.
Peace out, everyone. I'm going to go take a nap.
Bye.